Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kudash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Hebrew, and Yahushai is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world knows as Jesus Christ. All right, but that's not his true name. But just wanted to go into this quick article. All right, this is from rtnews.com, and as you can see in the title, now, I'm not going to read the title verbatim. Got to speak in code now since YouTube has been coming after us for these videos. But as you can see, unjabbed citizens' names should be disclosed. All right, new proposal by Israeli Prime Minister suggests amid slowdown in immunization campaign. All right, so this is just another step, which we told you this. All right, going back to before, going back to last year, around the summertime when they started mentioning, bringing out these jabs and so on and so forth. We did videos. We let you know, look, because you had people with certain questions like, what do we do, when they come for us and all of that. Well, now it's getting to that nitty gritty where, okay, the initial push, the initial rush was first, all right, get this thing out, right? Now that it's out, get the first emergency people to take it. Now that they've taken it, now it's left with those who are of the general population, but more specifically those who are not willingly or willing to just freely go ahead and take it. So now they become the target, they become the focus, and that's when they start to put the squeeze. All right, and they're starting here by first identifying those, okay, who haven't received it. Okay, so you can find out if they haven't received it just because of circumstance, or if they haven't received it because they're unwilling, or they don't trust it. Okay, and then they bring in the coercion tactics, to specifically target those kinds of individuals. All right, which is going to be a temptation in itself. So it says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has proposed a law. All right, and if you noticed, they're definitely, using this whole situation to pass laws. All right, a lot of these are not. It started off with recommendations and suggestions and rules, but now, all right, you're seeing them become law. Whether in Israel or in the UK or in the US, all right, or in any of these European countries, all right, they're using this to make these laws. All right, and therefore, if you break it, you're breaking the law. Now, as ridiculous as it may sound, or as little as it may sound, if you break it, it's still breaking the law. It says that would allow the names of people who have not taken this thing to be sent to local authorities. The idea has raised concerns over possible privacy violations. So these local authorities will know exactly who. Now, if they have your name, it's as simple as just running your name through the database and finding out where you live, finding out what license, what's your license plate, all these different things. Okay, and then now it's coercion tactics against you. It says the Prime Minister said the proposed quick legislation would allow local authorities to receive data on those who have not taken this thing yet. All right, now, keyword, very vague, receive data. What do you, because it's in quotes, so that's what he said. Now, what kind of data? Receive data, that's still a little vague. What kind of data? Is it just their names? Or are we talking addresses as well? Workplaces as well? Because once they know that, it's as simple as just giving your job, a call and saying, hey, look, you can't have such and such working here because of blah, blah, blah. We might fine you or, give you a ticket because you're putting people's lives at risk. It's as simple as that. And next thing you know, things are going bad for you. It says the aim is to encourage them, all right, to take the thing and save lives. Okay, but that's not up to them, really. Well, why not? I mean, if those who have already taken it are taking it because it's going to help them keep them safe, then those lives that are going to be saved, isn't it going to be based on those who take it? If you take it, you're saving your own life. What that got to do with me? You're taking it so that you can be protected from whatever's out there, and me if I don't want it, right? So it says, according to the Haaretz newspaper, the idea was approved by the country's cabinet and by the National Security Council. After some additional work, it will be presented before Israel's parliament. Netanyahu said 570,000 people over the age of 50 have not been administered the thing yet, all right, which is 220,000 higher than the government's previous estimate. And I believe I saw another article where they're basically saying they're trying to plead or beg with some of these frontline workers, because majority of them are not stepping up to take this thing. All right. And so you notice the narrative is constantly changing. You know, it starts off with the invisible enemy we're fighting against. Then it becomes the race for the solution. Now the solution is out, and now the problem is those who don't want to take it. All right. It says, I remind you of the most dramatic piece of data. 97% of deaths and 93% of severe cases are in this group, the Prime Minister noted. He reported earlier this month that nearly all recent deaths were among people who did not take the thing. But is that really true? Because it was also in Israel where people who did take it, you know, were still, you know, developed the thing. All right. It says the ministers agreed that the data on this thing, that's what we're going to call it now, you know, as Apostle R said, must be protected from unauthorized access, report said. Nevertheless, tourism minister Orit Farkash Hakohen urged the government to be cautious about harming the right to privacy of those who are younger. She called Netanyahu's proposal precedents we have to be careful with. In a similar vein, Mordecai Kremnitzer, a researcher at the Israel Democracy Institute, expressed concern that the Prime Minister's legislation will be used as a way of pressuring people to get the thing and may lead to violation of privacy. Okay, and they're saying, they already said that in the UK. They said they're gonna go, you know, knocking on you know, knocking on heaven's door. You know, they're gonna go knocking on these you know, these people who haven't taken the thing. They're gonna knock on their doors and try to, you know, coerce them. And you all gotta look up that word, man. That coerce is not just simple persuasion. It's specifically persuasion with force, all right, or threats. So they're going to try to coerce them into, you know, changing their mind and taking that thing. It says bulls shouldn't be brought into China's shops, and that's exactly what Netanyahu's proposal to the cabinet does. Kremnitzer wrote in an op-ed published by Haaretz. He argued that legislation needs to be intelligent and effective, should never be pushed through in haste. Israel has been the global leader in terms of thing rate, but the campaign to, you know, give as many people as possible this thing appears to have lost steam in recent weeks. All right, and then, you know, it goes on, so on and so forth. But and as you can see, it says here, the government is now trying to reinvigorate the campaign by propping up pro-thing messaging and combating disinformation. All right, meaning any videos or any articles or anything that comes out, whether the information in it is true or not, if it's against what they're trying to bring out to the public, then it's considered disinformation, because only what they put out is information. So what you put out is disinformation, and that means it's liable to be taken down or, you know, erased or whatever the case may be. All right, nonetheless, this is eventually going to lead, as a matter of fact, let's bring this out real quick. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 72. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Okay, because your names or your data is being given to these local authorities. Eventually, what you're seeing is we're pushing to the part where they're going to start saying we need to segregate and separate these communities from those who have the thing or who've taken the thing and those who refuse to take it. And for those who refuse to take it, we need to have them somewhere by themselves, you know, so they can't put the lives of others in danger. So now they tell you either take it or we have to take you to, you know, this concentration camp or this isolation center, for your safety, but also for the safety of the community and those that are around you. So hey, they're moving. All right, they're moving, but it's all really through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So with that, I hope you were edified and informed. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.